I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to the Resistance. Back in college, more than 30 years ago, I had a professor who'd worked in the first Bush White House. And one day we were talking about how people don't trust Congress. They didn't trust either party. Everybody was saying how Washington is corrupt. My professor said something I've never forgotten. He said everybody hates Congress except their own congressman. They'll rail against the system. They'll say they want change. But when it's time to vote, they keep sending the same people back to Washington because all them guys in Washington are bad except for my congressman. And here we are, 30 years later. Nothing's changed. In fact, about 95% of incumbents nationwide at every level of government get reelected. Nothing's changed except that we finally painted ourselves into a corner. Now our entire democracy is at risk. And what really gets me is I know for a fact that there are people out there, candidates out there right now, who embody the progressive ideas that people are saying they want. You can go on any social media platform at any time of the day and find no shortage of people complaining about incumbents, about big money, about the Democratic Party not supporting progressive candidates. And these candidates that I'm speaking of are exactly the kind of candidates that these people are saying they want. Why aren't you supporting these candidates? These candidates aren't getting the support that they need to be considered viable. What they are getting is shut down and shut out by the oligarchical establishment wing of the Democratic Party. We say we want bold progressive voices. We say we want change. We say we want to replace the dinosaurs. But wanting isn't enough. You have to act. The very least that you can do is share every post by and for these real progressive Democrats. The most you can do is become a regular financial donor, or maybe volunteer to work on their campaign in some capacity. But there's other things you can do too. Like this guy, Big Mike. He doesn't just talk about the need to find better candidates. He's gone out in his neck of the woods, finding progressive candidates and making videos to promote them. Like this one. In this one, he interviewed a progressive candidate named Mike Barlow. Mike is running for the state house, but he's being shut down by the party power players. Or this guy, the leftist Timothy. He made a great video supporting Mylot Kiros, and I hope I didn't butcher that name. I'm sorry if I did. Mylot, she's running against the 70-plus-year-old Diana DeGette, who's never had a competitive race. I myself have interviewed Karen Breslin, who's running for the U.S. Senate in Colorado. She's running against the 70-plus-year-old Hickenlooper. I've interviewed Victoria Broderick for Congress in Tennessee. And I plan to interview many more progressive candidates. I'm not just talking the talk, I'm walking the walk, which is why I feel comfortable telling you, all of you people out there making videos, complaining about the party, complaining about how we need to get more progressive leaders. I'm talking to you. It's time to either put up or shut up. Thanks for listening. Good day. Oh, wait, one more thing. And this has nothing to do with the rest of the video. I got to get this out. This kid in Washington, the Doge guy that gave himself the nickname Big Balls. Son, I grew up in a small country town where, getting in fights and all that stuff is kind of a regular thing. Nobody had to go to jail for getting in a fight. But anyway, if you're going to give yourself a nickname like Big Balls and then let a 15-year-old girl beat the shit out of you, son, you got to change your nickname. You don't get to use that. I mean, maybe no balls, something, but not big balls. No way.